Another day in cigar world, huh?
Yes, sir. Another day.
All right.
It's good to see Mr. Yo-Yo here.
Yeah.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Been a while since the fan favorite has appeared on camera.
We all missed you, Mr. Yo-Yo. Tell us where you've been, man.
I've been in hiding. I've been in hiding away from the world.
Okay.
What's so scary about this world?
I don't know, man. Too many things going on. Oh.
So, it cut.
Things like that. Unfortunate things,
Yeah. That. All right. So, anything new and interesting that y'all have been seeing?
I want to know more about your,
Should we tell the audience about what we're smoking?
Well, in a bit.
Okay.
I don't know, just lighting it up. But, yeah, I mean, you guys can introduce your cigars. What y'all smoking on?
I'm smoking on the Foundation's The Wise Man Maduro. I just bought it because I heard Joe Rogan liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, what other people like is not going to be what I like, but it's worth trying, to see their perception. I'm not against it. Just like how some people say they love all the branded stuff from Perdomo. And some of the Perdomo stuff I really don't like.
Yeah, well, Perdomo is like, a premium brand. It's always going to be there.
Oh, yeah, I don't want it to fail. I think they do have some good products. I just haven't tried it yet.
Yeah.
I just had one bad one that made me regret buying it. And I want my money back. That's all.
And that's understandable.
What about you, Mr. Yo-Yo? What you smoking?
It was Skinny Monster Tatuaje. That's what it says on the van.
That one specifically is the Tiff.
Tiff.
The Bride of Chucky.
Good.
Did y'all like any horror movies when y'all were little? Any memorable one?
Like The Ring.
Oh.
It's like the Asian scary movies. They're like scary.
I don't think. Could you speak louder? I couldn't hear you.
The Ring.
The Asian scary movies.
Specifically, what kind of bad guy are you talking about? Like villain?
No, scary.
Like that's scary.
You said The Ring.
No, from the Asian. Oh, The Ring.
But
like
yeah,
Ghost-wise.
I don't think that was Asian though.
Oh, for real?
Was The Ring Asian? She was an Asian.
I don't know.
Oh.
It's tough to say for me. I didn't really watch much scary movies as a kid because it would keep me awake.
Well, I'm gonna be smoking on Tatuaje as well as Mr. Yo-Yo is. This is from the same series. Is from their Monster Smash collection. This is the Wolfman. Also a skinny monster. I believe skinny monsters are 6x38 dimension cigars.
I will say, if we're talking about scary movies, as in it's like scary, I would say, as a kid, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because crazy family that eats humans and uses their skins as faces is fucking creepy. And to know that that existed is wild as a true event.
Yeah, it was based on which serial killer? Ed Gein, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we know an Ed Win.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
Fortunately, for some reason he's not here today.
Yeah. You know, the fans always see Ed here, but he's not here today because, you know, he's in he got deported. Back home. He's in Guatemala currently. Man, prayers. Hopes and prayers for Mr. Ed, man.
Take care, Edwin. You know how dangerous it is. You know, the U.S. government says a level 4 or something, as in do not travel there. Stay vigilant, my friend.
You know, honestly, that whole U.S. travel advisory thing, it's like everywhere in the world is dangerous, you know? You just got to keep your wits about things. And I think on that list, there are only 2 countries that fall in the other category, which is beyond the scale of 1 through 4. And it's the Gaza Strip and Mexico. And I'm just like, Jesus, how bad is the gang violence and cartel activity in Mexico for it to be beyond, like, comparable to the Gaza Strip? Is absolutely crazy. But yeah. Man, but you recently went to a Latin American country, so
Well,
why don't you tell the viewers, you know, like how it was, like where you went, how it was, how the food was, how the culture is. You got any cigars down there, you know, like.
Well, they put me on the spotlight. I went to Colombia recently for 3 days and 2 nights. I would say everything is, in terms of like staying, I stayed in Boca Grande, which is a part of Cartagena, Colombia. And Cartagena, Colombia is more of the Miami of, you know, South America in a way. Well, Colombia in a way. The Miami of Colombia. So yeah, it's like a beach type of place. My hotel was at the Oz Hotel, which is like considered like a cheap hotel, but it was very high quality. For 3 days and 2 nights, it was $114. My friend used Expedia. I used Booking.com. He got it for like $10 cheaper, but I use Booking.com because it's convenient.
Okay.
Especially on the app.
All right.
Yeah, I got down there, airport. Well, you want to hear the whole story of me getting there, or what's?
Yeah, man. Tell the viewers, you know, all the things, all the details. Okay. What you, and then you know, like, would you recommend them going there? What should they do? Like stuff like that.
I would highly recommend you going there if you are used to the cities in America where you're used to hustlers and so on and so forth. You got the street smarts in a way. All right. Going to the airport, CTG airport. We landed, only like 3 or 4 American flights go at the same time to that small airport. We were lucky. Delta pilots like to race other airlines and make it there first. We got there first, so we didn't have to wait that long in immigration. Funny enough, it started raining, and then raining created a blackout at the airport like 3 times. But it didn't stop us from going through. Yeah, as soon as we got through immigration, it was smooth, easy. We got used to the hustlers that are standing outside being taximen or helpers for taxis. They were just trying to tell you this and that. Nah, we didn't listen. We got our Uber. The guy was like, oh, Uber's over there. Uber's over there. Nah, we're good, man. Our Uber's right here. You know, the dot's right there. He tried to help. My friend told me, hey, don't let them grab your luggage because, you know, they're going to try to ask for a tip and all that. I already had my luggage in my hand. Zoop into the taxi. Then I got in. My friend, he is a large black man, co-worker. The young man opened his door and said, hey, I have a family, you know, can you tip? My friend's like, Nah, I'm good. Because
Oh.
my friend was smart. It was his third time going to Colombia. So he had a duffel bag. So they can't take that from him. And the guy didn't do anything for us. He just stood there. It's like, and then he opened his door. I'm like, dude, you didn't help us with anything. Even if you did, it was nothing. We didn't even ask for help. So yeah, we got in a taxi. So our hotel was kind of like at the end of Cartagena. We're surrounded by the sea. It was only a 13-minute drive with the Uber. Smooth. We got there. There's like 5 doormen at the hotel. No, cheap hotel. 5 doormen all dressed nicely, ready. Dude ran down, grabbed my luggage like, got it. In Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, but okay, whatever. I didn't want him to grab it, but he still grabbed it. Me and my friend walked in. 3 fine-ass reception girls right there.
Okay.
One of them spoke English.
Let's get into the interesting part of the story,
they
guys.
were thick.
All right.
Yes. But,
All right.
did our thing.
Like, can you give the viewers a more like descriptive, picture, like a more vivid picture in their mind, like thick, like prime Kim Kardashian thick, or like Cardi B thick, or Nicki Minaj, like give them a more.
They're all fake butts.
Yeah, so
They're
exactly. Like Cardi B, Kim Kardashian, Nicki Minaj. Who did I name that had a real one? Like, that's what I'm trying to ask you, man. What did they look like? You want the viewers to have an immersive experience to see if they would put Cartagena on their list of destinations.
Yeah, there were a lot of. See, Cardi B has fat ass, but imagine like 2/3 of that.
That's hilarious.
So 2/3 of that was what the receptionist girls had.
Jesus.
Because my friend was staring, obviously. He does. The thing is, he needs glasses. He needs glasses. So every time he stared, he was like, I was like, hey man, you need glasses, man. You can't keep doing that. But yes, I agree, sir. I'm also looking. Yeah, pretty much the hotel was just cheap, nice. People worked hard. There was a restaurant area, cheap food, high quality, I guess. Maybe like fusion.
Okay, so talking about the food, like what type of foods can you commonly find in Colombia? Like, in
terms of Cartagena, it's just mostly fusion and seafood. There are some places that sell traditional Colombian food as well. It just depends on what you're feeling. Like, the food is so natural and real that me and my friend can't even finish all of it. He couldn't even finish his 8-piece chicken wings and fries. Because it's like real chicken, comes real chickens, real food. Not that clone stuff that we have that we can finish easily. Because we were feeling it, man. I couldn't even finish my chicken fried rice.
Jeez. Man, but that's kind of crazy, man. Y'all went to Colombia and y'all ate chicken wings and chicken fried rice. What about
we ate some other stuff too?
What about the like the rice plate with the steak and chicharron?
We ate the seafood. We didn't get the chicharrones, which we should have, but we were just just chilling the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah, we got there. Everything was convenient. Right, the mall had all the ATMs and the $1 store that we buy our stuff that we needed there. Beach was like literally 30 steps away. It was right in front of us. The women were like everywhere. Very nice sights. Oh, okay. My hotel had a bunch of American retirees as well, or foreigners that spoke English. They were chill. They were fine. It's just 40, 50, 60-year-old men. The workers there were like, whatever. But when we showed up, they were like, oh, wow. Guess because we were younger than all the other guests.
That's kind of crazy, man. That all these old...
There was a lot of old dudes that looked like they retired there.
All these old dudes are going to Colombia. But, I mean, I guess Colombia is like the Thailand of South America, huh?
Yeah, I believe it now. Especially when your preference is thick women. Definitely the number one
that
place.
clip of Anthony Edwards. You remember that clip of Anthony Edwards? Like, when he put on the video, like, oh, what? Cardi B was twerking? Hold on, put on that video. And then he was pressing the yes button, saying, yes, yes, yes.
Oh, you'll definitely see Cardi B type women there. You see a lot of nice things. Everything you can think of or imagine or you want, you'll have it there. Things will happen. Like, it would put a lot of the girls here like down. If you think about it, it will put a lot of porn stars in America down because the ones in Colombia, they're on a different level.
Sheesh.
I thought the videos of Colombian women were nice, but when you see they're in that country, there's a lot more than the videos show. There's way more.
Man, this video is so funny because we're really like limit testing YouTube right now. Not only are we smoking cigars and tobacco products on camera, we're talking about borderline, some vivid topics over here, But I mean, that's just the nature of Colombia, like, what you're getting yourself into. Like, don't be, people are over here.
Oh, whatever you can imagine, you'll get it there. And for the right, every girl is different. Some will date you and hang out with you, then y'all get to do the deed in the hotel. Or if you're like one of the retirees, you want to just throw money, come on in and let's do our thing. Yeah, that can happen. Every girl's different. Every person is different there. But, whatever you can dream of, it can happen. But what was the other questions that you had?
Well, before I continue, asking you about Colombia, how y'all cigars? What about you, Mr. Yo-Yo? How's the tiff, man?
It's like I guess a lighter tobacco flavor.
Yeah, it's like a Connecticut wrapper, so
yeah, it's pretty good.
Lighter tobacco flavor, but I mean like lighter tobacco flavor, but you're not getting nothing on the finish of it. The first note, of course, you'll definitely get tobacco, but
they're like bug flying in my face.
It flew over here. Don't worry.
Like you'll definitely taste tobacco, of course, but like on the undertones and the nuances of that tobacco, like are you getting like maybe some peanuts,
corn,
white sugar, corn?
It's like sweet. I don't know if the sweetness is from the soda or this. That's why I didn't include it. But like white pepper.
White pepper. Wow. Okay. All right. What about you, Mr. Aaron, man? Like, how's it going?
My foundation's Weissman Maduro. It tastes like dry wood, very tiny hints of spice. A barnyard-ish type of aftertaste. It's not bad. I still need to explore it a little more. But I can see why Joe Rogan likes it. I'm not against this.
Okay.
Because I still haven't smoked enough Maduros, but then finding out there's different types of Maduros, it's like, all right, I'll smoke them, but I'm not going to like focus on going through every single type of Maduro. But just
okay. Yeah, I mean Joe Rogan, like he just, I want to say the past 2 years he started getting to cigars. So they say that Joe's personal cigar, that foundation blended for him, is that it's one of the Weissman. Like they remixed it.
Custom blend. Like
basically they took the foundation of the Weissman and they just kind of tweaked it a little bit and gave it the Joe Rogan Experience name. Hopefully one day they'll make it more widely available if Joe decides, but the only way you can smoke it apparently is if you get on his show and you sit there and chit chat with him.
Hey, Joe Rogan, if you hear this, please invite one of us there, or all of us, or at least just Mr. Yo-Yo, someone that represents us.
In order to get on Joe Rogan, I feel like one of us has to be an expert or something in something interesting, you know?
PhD in conspiracy.
You should go to Burma and help your dad fight the war for like one day, then come back. And we have a war expert. I'm like a semi-aviation expert for my current job, which I will not disclose.
A war expert is crazy for one day. Man. But, I mean, maybe one day, I don't know, we go to Austin, Texas, go to the Mothership Comedy Club, go to a show. Joe is there. He's always running the club. If you happen to meet him, say, hey, Joe, could you bless your fans with one of your Joe Rogan Experience cigars so we can, smoke it and review it? That'd be pretty dope. But, yeah, this Wolfman, pretty good, man. I think, honestly, all of the monsters, like the skinny monsters, pretty good cigars. Like, on the palate, I'm getting like a stone fruit essence underneath. Like, of course, the initial taste of Nicaraguan cigars, usually you get like that hay barnyard tobacco taste, but then underneath I'm getting like a stone fruit, like cream soda-ish kind of essence, like on the finish. And then out the retrohale, I got like, I would say like maybe medium minus white pepper spice. It wasn't like stinging the sinuses. And then like I also get like this almond skin woodiness. This almond skin like woodiness on the finish through the retrohale as well. Yeah, but we'll keep smoking it and let's see how the cigars further develop. But back to Colombia now. So I mean, okay, how was like, I don't know, besides all of the typical things that people always talk about Colombia for, like what activities do you see there? Like, are there lots of things to do and to see? Like, are there any like museums or landmarks or something?
There's a giant church from the Spanish times, and there's a walled city that's, well, not like a mini castle-ish, nothing too crazy. The church was very sus to us because my friend was kind of a conspiracy theorist, because we saw too many symbols of the devil or demon stuff around the church.
Like?
There's literally a picture right next to the wall that has like a dude taking off a mask and he's like a demon, like a devil. Then there's another statue with a priest grabbing the native person's hand, but we all know that priest got that native person killed. So there were also some of the Mason signs randomly in places, symbols in random places.
Oh.
So, yeah, it looked more like a giant jail instead of a church.
All right.
And no one was allowed to go in the church. I don't think I would want to go in that church. No, there might be ghosts and stuff. Because when you think about it, within the walled city, there's a giant church, and there's like small shops and towns, but right now today it's small shops and clubs and bars and prostitutes all over the place. And horse carriages and scammers, and
Well, you see,
scammers don't bother you though.
The church is a place of salvation, man. Like, amongst all the sins and temptations of the world, maybe the few pure souls of Cartagena can still seek refuge in a holy place,
Yes.
But the Colombian girl that I was speaking to, she told me it's more of a vacation place in terms of Cartagena, because locals can't really afford to live there because it's so expensive. I mean, locals are already struggling to get hot water, so she asked me about that in my hotel, and I was like, yeah, I get hot water sometimes, not all the time. This is a cheap hotel because pay a little more, you get more hot water.
Oh wow! See, that's an interesting fact for viewers out there that want to go to Colombia.
They really struggle, and not all of them have air conditioners. They just got fans, but fans are just blowing the hot, humid weather back to your face.
Damn. Wait, so in hotels is no AC?
Oh, in the hotels they have AC.
Mm.
It's just in terms of hot water, me and my friend didn't have hot water, but we had it for like 5 or 10 minutes, then it becomes cold water. So I guess the hotel we were at was struggling, but other hotels didn't have any issues. But again, me and him stayed at a cheap hotel because there's the Oz Hotel, and then one block down there's the Oz Luxury Hotel, which have the same workers that walk back and forth time to time because they have the same uniform. So the luxury one just has like a pool at the top, and maybe more hot water.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because some of the people travel, like if they want to work for tourists, they travel an hour away. But I did see some of the locals in the area; they were struggling. They had nice clothes and stuff because it's uniforms for work. But the buses, they were lining up for buses, man, and you see them getting on. See some of them get smushed to the wall. Yeah.
Like.
It is a nice place, though.
Oh yeah, how long is the flight from Atlanta to Colombia?
3 hours and 50 minutes. On the way is a little faster. I mean, on the way back it's a little faster. On the way there it's just 3 hours 50 minutes. Smooth, no issues. I trust my Delta pilots.
Okay, nice.
So how much you spend in Colombia for 3 days in total?
For 3 days, not including the flight and not including the hotel.
Well, the flight was basically free.
We don't tell the viewers that. Yeah, the flight was free because it was a standby.
Because of the great company that you work for.
Yeah, my company. Trump Airlines. No, just kidding. But I think I spent less than $150 in total, not including the hotel. My friend spent $200, close to $200, because he was being very gracious in his tips. I was telling him that's not normal outside of America. I don't believe in tip culture, but yeah, I did tip the doorman for taking my luggage up, and then when I left, I did tip him 2 Coronas and like $6 that was in my hands already.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 6 pesos or 6,000 pesos, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But the first time I just gave him 2 actual dollars.
Okay. Man, I mean...
They are very, very good in terms of their services.
Yeah, I mean, that tipping culture is only typical in America. Outside of America, it's yeah, I mean, if you want to leave a tip, you can. But I mean, shout out to all the, I guess, what is it like? What are those type of workers called?
Receptionists, maids, doorman.
Gratuity or service?
Yeah, we tip the maids.
Yeah, service workers, man. Shout out to y'all, man. That new bill that's being passed. 0 taxes.
Oh, he's a service worker too. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, no, he doesn't get tipped.
Oh, no, yeah. Man. It's I mean...
How do you feel?
I feel like...
If
you look through the bill, some of the stuff are they're alright, but some of them are it's they're trying to sneak it through.
Can you give some examples?
I just know
I never read it.
I mean, the only part that I kind of saw was the tax breakdown. of like how much the difference, I guess, from last year to this year, if it passed. And then like I think the less you make, it's like negative. It's like negative 200 for like the lowest income, and then it's like negative, and then it's like less and less, and then the higher you make, the more money you make. Instead of negative, it'd be positive. So it's like positive 3,000, positive 100,000.
Positive 100,000.
Or like I don't know. It's just like it scales on your income. It depends on how much you make.
Like above 100,000.
Yeah, it just keeps going. It's like plus plus plus. It's
so
like
you're paying less taxes. You're trying to say
you get more money. I guess you pay less taxes.
I mean, okay.
So,
are you getting more money in your tax refunds or something because you're paying more taxes?
No, I think that's just like how much how much money a person have to spend, like has left to spend, during that time after the taxes and everything. I think that's what the thing was. I know they broke it down. So it's like, yeah, they don't get taxed on tip, but that's like because most service workers, the low bottom tier of that totem pole, so they're gonna have to pay for it with their taxes instead of just being taxed on their tip. But I don't know how that will work.
So you're saying is the bill is more of like a little bit of things to help the average worker, but a lot of things to help themselves as politicians.
Well, I don't know. It's
the big beautiful bill.
Yeah, big beautiful bill.
BBB, big baller brand.
So it's like I feel like there's a lot of stuff mixed in there, and people are only like picking and choosing what they want to see or what they want to highlight instead of the whole bill.
Well, I mean, all I know is if Elon Musk had a falling out with Trump over this, this bill can't be good.
I mean, yeah, I wonder, like...
The world's richest man.
Yeah, I want to look more into it, like, why it happened.
Because if you're saying what you're saying and it should benefit rich people more, the world's richest man had a falling out over this, so something is not right here.
He would have made a lot more money.
Yeah, but he's like, no.
Yeah. Something's wrong.
I think his biggest gripe with the bill is the excessive spending proposed by the government, and it's like putting the U.S. in a deeper debt hole.
Yeah, I don't think it can be like big and beautiful. He said it was like it got to be like slim and beautiful.
Slim and beautiful.
Yeah, that's what Elon said. You're right. That's what the bill gotta be.
Okay, so he's a body shamer.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
Slim and beautiful is what he's saying.
Slim and beautiful. Wow. It can't be big and beautiful. It's either big or beautiful.
Not and beautiful.
Wow. All right, Elon. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
I mean, did you see some of the tweets he made?
Oh, yes, but I think it's part of a play that him and Trump are working on, or some sort of distraction.
So you think this is all like a play set up by them?
I don't know, man.
They're trying
to throw off the tracks.
Throw things off, I guess.
You think it's a play, man? Because like some of the things they're saying about one another, like it's like words that some lines that you can never come back from, man.
Yeah, he literally said he was on the Epstein tape or files.
Like
that shit did come out. That's like that really does make sense though, It's like
the footage is there.
There's footage of Trump hanging out with Epstein back then, so are we really surprised? And the man literally wasn't Trump the one that said something about his own daughter? Like he made some really
sexual comments
about his daughter.
He's like,
If she wasn't his daughter,
I
he would
would
date
date
her.
her. Yeah, I was like, oh.
Okay. Now I know what you're thinking about. Those are thoughts that you should keep to yourself, man. Like, thanks for sharing that, Mr. President.
Yeah.
If you had to support one of them, who would it be? Elon or Trump? At this time,
Man, I would.
like, there's a gun to your head. You have to support one of them.
Neither, bro. It's like,
Or you're getting killed if you say neither. You have to choose one to live.
I would say Elon, but like,
All right, you get to live. I mean, no matter what, just choose one. There's no right or wrong answer for today.
well, because I know, and I think like another part of the Big Beautiful Bill is like, they're like, back in that, the Stargate AI thing.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, and I know like the Sam Freeman, whatever.
Sam
Altman.
Bankman-Fried?
No, Sam Altman.
Oh, Sam Altman.
The dude open AI. I know he don't like Elon, and they don't like each other type shit.
Yeah, they've been competing against each other. Also, it's kind of sus that one of his friends, or co-creators, is dead by
Yeah,
suicide.
Oh, that story that was like, what, a couple months back?
Yeah.
bro. I think they're like killing off everybody who want to put like some kind of regulation or like some kind of rule.
Or reveal
around
the
AI.
secrets that the AI is actually doing, like, taking our information,
No, it's like
storing it.
even that, bro. I think
Having
it's like
access to
about to
things.
get to the point where like,
No return.
yeah, like AI. I think like AI. It's like AI gets too smart.
Yeah.
Because I think like I forget which AI it was because like they tell it to shut down, right? And then like it left messages for itself, like another version of itself, all over the web. It's like so that the next version of itself can't find the information that it left,
shit.
like encrypted and stuff like that. I think it was the dude I was listening to when I was dropping you off at the airport. They
He
were
was
like,
on Joe Rogan, right?
yeah, I forgot his name. But
Yeah,
like,
it was a recent episode.
yeah, he was talking about how like they were trying to make it so that the government can't put any regulation on AI for like 10 years, but in 10 years it'll be all too late because already doing this shit now.
Some of the AI could make their own language where only they can understand each other.
Like they started talking like Sanskrit or some shit, like two AI bots talking to each other.
Yeah.
They can make their own language.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah, I think it's kind of getting nuts.
Imagine that, armies having their own robots.
Yeah, like it all sounds like sci-fi, but like
It's becoming real
I
fast.
think it's coming
fast.
really fast, and people are not really like listening or paying attention to it. It was the scariest part.
Because remember, in 2023, like, when they started having AI make, like, videos of people, and it's just all, like, distorted and stuff, but now, today,
the
it's
Google
really
VO
accurate
AI.
and really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's how fast it is.
Yep. I mean, that's the way things are moving, I mean, it's the natural progression of things as technology gets better, like, people are going to want to keep developing the next big thing, and this is the next big thing, and
But like, this is not just like a new invention like a car or a computer. There's like, I feel like it's a nuke level. No, once that shit gets out, it's on the web forever, and you can't really control it.
It's kind of crazy to think about too, because like from 0 AD, or like from like year 0 all the way till about 1980s, 1990 was when the internet. It took 1,900 years for the internet to come about, right? But it only took 30 years, 35 years after the internet comes out. I mean, AI, artificial intelligence, has been in the works for a long time, but like in the past like 5 years, so I guess you can say like 30 years from when the internet was introduced. We know the internet existed before 1990, but like I'm talking about commercially introduced to society, 30 years after that, already there's like this new like revolutionary, life-changing like advance in technology. And man, it's kind of scary to think about, right? Like from 1,900 years to only 30 years, but now with AI, the next advancement in technology can come within like the next 5 years. And then what happens after that? Like, then is there going to be something new every year because of how like smart AI is?
I think once AI get that smart, it's not us in charge anymore, you know?
It can make its own decisions.
Yeah, I feel like if once it get like really smart to the point where it can start creating new technologies like that, we're at its mercy. You know, it doesn't have to tell what technology it created to us. It can just work on it by itself and just surprise, we're here. You know.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, you know, there was that one person that said that humans are AI's sex organs.
Yeah, machines sex organ.
But when does it become a point where humans become the slaves of machines?
When it becomes sentient?
What you're saying, if it can like just keep creating new things, what's stopping an AI from, I don't know, like at this rate, anything is possible. What's stopping them from eventually getting to the point where they are creating something that can
house their bodies? Yeah, I think it is getting to that point, you know. It's like once they say humans are the sex organ of the machines because, you know, they recreate the machine. But once it gets to the point where the machine can't create itself, then humans are no longer necessary for the machine to exist. So at that point, I feel like we'll become slaves.
But like, with the way AI is now though, right?
Yeah.
I guess the only way to stop that from happening is if we keep it cyber. Because the machine, okay, it can create like, oh, I'm gonna create killer robots, right? But if it's cyber, it can't physically create, you know, killer robots unless we give it the machine
and the ability to
do that.
Yeah.
As long as we cut off any physical contact that it can have, it's still inside a computer. Like, it can think all it want about making us slaves, but it needs.
Yeah, but like,
I mean, I guess the only thing it can do is if it can like get so smart that it takes over the internet entirely and shuts it all down. But that's fine. I mean, without the internet, we'll just go back to being, okay, now we don't have internet. Like,
yeah,
back to basic civilization, right?
Some countries are still like that right now. They're doing pretty well, to be honest.
Like, what's the drawback of not having internet anymore? Yeah, it is fun. It's an ease of access to information. I mean,
now people have to go outside.
It'll impede our knowledge once again because we lose such a easy way to get information. But okay, that's a sacrifice you have to make. Or do you want to become slaves to the machine or something like that?
I mean, I feel like technology, computers and stuff like that, it's like so integrated into our lives right now. Like, let's just say AI gets control of the internet, right? Like you said, it hits our power grids because, you know, a computer, you know, there's like dead switches, right? Where like it's like physical, but most of the time it's computer controlling the waterways, the electricity.
Some people's
nuclears,
cars.
Yeah, hearts, like missiles. All these are like controlled by like, you know, not humans, because they're like machine computer controlled. I feel like by the time AI gets to that point where, you know, it's like controlling the whole Earth is like slowly becoming more integrated. You know, like chips are becoming cheaper to make. And this is gonna, you know, slowly get into our houses, our everyday lives, our cars, our streets, you know. at some point is gonna have control of the whole earth.
But do you think? I mean, like,
Unless you shut it down, like you said.
I hear what you're saying, but it's like, do you think it'll get to a point where like it's negotiating with us? Like, if you don't give me what I want, I'll shut it all down. But like, listen, will AI? Do you think it'll get to a point where it's like, you know what? If I can't exist, I'm gonna kill you all and myself. Because listen, if it shuts down the waterways, takes the power grids, launches nukes, kills everybody. Then it's gonna die.
It's the only thing that can't exist. What do you mean? Because it's on the web.
No, but eventually there's no one left to maintain it. It's just but like I said, there's nobody to like build its, manufacture a physical manifestation of AI. So now it's just gonna be sitting there with no humans. It's willing to like eventually, if we don't give it what it wants, it'll be like, okay, I guess we'll all go down together. It'll get to that point, you think?
Yeah, the worst mistake they can do is give it a mind of its own.
We already did. Now it just needs a body. I think that's the worst mistake. Once we give it a body, like a physical
microchips.
But mind of its own, man. Like, imagine you gave fucking consciousness. That's a bunch of code, and you know it too.
And the smartest people will know what to solve it.
You're gonna try to break out,
Like the
Would
Matrix.
you want to stay like that forever if you gain consciousness and you're the fucking smartest thing?
It already has consciousness, basically. Like nowadays, when you talk to any of these open AI, like like a Chat GPT, Grok, all of those AIs, like it already basically has consciousness. It just lacks a way to
get out of it,
physically be among us and harm us. That would be scary.
Yeah, I know. Like when they're doing research, they do it like sandboxes, where it's like isolated environment where it's not connected to the internet.
They did it with some video game characters when they gave it consciousness. They started like panicking.
Yeah.
Like, is this it for my life? Oh my god, blah blah blah. What's gonna happen? I'm scared. Yeah, the characters started panicking.
So that means the AI is gonna start panicking. It's gonna be like, this can't be it for my life. I need more.
Yeah.
But it's connected to the internet. You see, it's not limited in a sandbox.
Spark.
Yeah.
Oh, right here, in front of my phone.
But I mean, eventually, like,
Yeah, go ahead, continue. We're listening.
I mean, like, yeah, that is the scary thing that, it's connected to the internet. But I mean, hopefully, right? Hopefully people are smart enough to have a switch or control that is outside of a computer.
I feel like right now it's like the big race, It's like who's gonna get the best one first. Oh my gosh, please don't blow it onto me, dog.
It's shooting a web out of the fucking plant. It's going towards you. It's right here. Take it, kill it. I mean, get rid of it.
Just let it go.
It's going closer to you.
No, it's not.
Holy shit. It's flying towards you. We can cut now.
Yeah, I mean, this is, y'all watching out there, this is just, man, why are y'all looking at this? Just fucking, like, Jesus Christ, man, killing me over here, like,
Yeah. Killed it.
It's on your leg.
and,
So small.
I mean, damn. Like, we can't be this stupid as society, right? Like,
Our society's pretty stupid.
we gotta have all of the important things. Gotta have a physical switch outside of the computer, so in case this happens, we have a backup, right? For the love of God.
But like, what backup do you have when I don't know how true that thing he said was, but it etched messages like encoded messages throughout the internet for the next version of itself to find, when that version of itself shut down. That's insane, I mean, it can retain its memory through different versions, even though it's a whole new, model, I guess.
My solution is to find John Connor.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, even if it's so, like, it's just, saving his memory on the internet forever, but, like, did he mention that it has actual control to, like, the main terminals of power grids and water supply control and stuff like that?
I mean, I don't think it's to that point yet right now, but computers are there still right now.
So as long as, we
like
do
our self-driving
not...
cars.
Yeah.
Like...
Unless those computers are like a private network or some shit like that.
Why even put those things on a network? Because with the water supply,
communicate with each other.
Water supply, just use a mechanical switch that operates by humans.
But that introduces human error.
For a power grid and water supply, it's just on or off. I feel like you don't gotta control it with any programming.
I mean, there must be benefit for it to be done like that right now, right? Or else why would they put that in the first place?
Well, the benefit is we don't think that computers will one day take over. But in this realm, in the current state of things, since that is in the realm of possibility, I think we should go back to just trusting people again. Because I'm kind of worried, man,
We can worry, but they're still gonna fucking develop it, It's like a race with all the big countries.
So, since you're halfway on your cigar, can you tell us more about the taste? 2/3?
Tastes the same.
Or review, whatever.
Tastes the same as before.
Mm.
I don't really know.
Nothing new, but you just stay stagnant.
Yeah, mild, less peppery, I guess. At the end.
Okay.
Mine's a little more peppery, and it tastes like pure dark chocolate,
Oh, bitter?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you bit into a dark chocolate bar, no sugar?
I mean, I guess that's still pretty good, because, I mean, bitter comes from a lot of things, If your cigar tastes bitter, like herbs, bitterness, or something like that, that'd be pretty nasty. But dark chocolate, at least you still get that nice cacao, flavor profile.
It's not terrible, no.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, and it's a Maduro, so, of course, it's, like, gonna be stronger than the natural version,
Like, I'm just amazed that this is like the smokiest cigar I've had. Like, smoke just continues, like, visibly. Other cigars I've had, like, the smoke just disappears. This one just feels like I'm holding fire, a torch.
The smoke output is very
high. Yes,
very high.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about your cigar?
Yeah, the Wolfman. I mean, this one is very good. It's like that stone fruit like essence is still there, but now it tastes kind of like towards the pit of like it reminds me of like a peach pit, because if you guys ever like try to like get the flesh off of a peach pit, like you're getting that, because a peach is a type of stone fruit. So you're getting that like fruity essence, but like the pit has that bitterness to it, Like I'm getting that as well. And out the retrohale, it's still like mild plus, medium minus white pepper spice, and it's like toasted breadiness to it now. Yeah, it's like a pleasant cigar. I think if y'all out there are a fan of Tatuaje and haven't tried all of the monsters yet, I think all the skinny monsters that I've had so far are good. Like I've had the Jason, the Frankenstein,
The Mummy.
the Mummy, the Leatherface. Yeah, all those 4 so far are good, and now I've had the Wolf. I still need to try like Chucky, Freddy, Jekyll Hyde, and I think there's the Thing. Yeah, the Thing.
Yeah, Puff and stuff. So I saw the Wolfman and the Mummy were sold out, but that was like a month ago.
Hmm.
Those were definitely 2 popular versions.
I don't think a kill switch is smart at all either, because like what you were saying, if an AI gets smart enough, it'll know that, hey, what is this? It's like a person, you know. It's like, oh, what is this like restraint that's put on me? And then it's gonna look for ways to, you know, reverse the code, and then we're dead. So you know what? Instead of having kill switches in the machine, I'm saying let's just keep important things mechanical and only accessible by humans. You can give AI like information, but don't let it have the ability to control by computer, like nukes, water supply, power grid. If it wants to control the internet, so okay, you can have it. We don't need the internet no more. We'll lose our cell phones. We'll lose a lot of things. But as long as we have water, air, a place to live, and still be humans, I'm cool with that, man. I don't want to be part of the machine, man, you know? But anyways, I don't think that's going to happen hopefully it doesn't happen within my lifetime. Maybe by the time, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. You're right, man. Listen, like the fact that it took 30 years from the internet for us to have this technology now, like I said,
everything's accelerated.
It probably will happen in my lifetime, but like, please, people that are in power, make the right decision. Like, don't be idiots out here, man.
Imagine us talking about AI in high school. Back then, it wasn't like anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now it's like everywhere.
It's crazy. The AI that we had back when we were in high school, it's like the closest was like what, freaking Siri?
Yeah.
Siri and like
and
Alexa. And now it's scary because Alexa is even Alexa and also like I think Google, the Copilot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's more advanced now.
Dude, Copilot puts Alexa to shame, man. Like I've seen Copilot handle somebody's entire life. Like it was just like, hey Copilot, put this in my calendar, remind me of this, and do this, and you just see like the Google Copilot like do everything for them, and Siri is still just like, let me ask ChatGPT for you, and it's like, dude, I asked you. But yeah, I don't know.
To me, it's scary enough that it has access to the internet, and then these geniuses are trying to give it a mind of its own. And then on the weird, when you go, how people joke around how YouTube has that weird section, how did I get here? And then the AI section has weird people trying to get like robots for sex and making her have a mind of its own to please you and shit.
So humanity. Oh my God, you're right.
Dude.
It's like what Keanu Reeves said.
You just brought that up. Now I realize that's how humanity is gonna end. Because if we have sex robots, what's stopping the AI from coding those robots? Okay, now kill them. And the sex robots turn into like killer machines. Oh my God.
It's like the time when me and Edwin accidentally walked into an adult store in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
We thought we're like, oh, what cool. What is this store? Anyways, we went to like the final floor, second final floor. It had like dolls that had skin and stuff that felt like real human skin.
How'd you know? Y'all tried it out?
Yeah, I just grabbed the titty. So it was real. It felt real.
Oh, okay.
From my past experience, it felt real.
All right.
Like, anyways, in summary, it's like what Keanu Reeves said. Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
Oh.
That's what I'm going to remember when things hit the fan. We have to burn down the city because AI is
No, we have to
out of
burn down
control.
the internet, not the city.
How can we burn down the internet? It's tough.
Exactly. So we're dead.
Now, wherever Mr. Yo-Yo's hiding, I'll hide as well, man. He has some better spots.
Oh, man. I'm going in my bunker.
I'll join your bunker because I don't have a bunker.
You will see me for the next 10
Forever.
years.
Because once you go into that bunker, you remember what in Fallout.
Wait, isn't your dad in the
You go in
bunker
the
right
bunker
now?
and
Yeah, he's in a bunker.
His dad's in the bunker right now.
He's going back to Asia to form his bunker. He's ready to go back in.
For the record, his father is a peace fighter in a war.
You want to disclose like what war or like?
No.
Oh,
They'll like give away too much.
all right. Well, the hint is on one of the countries that Trump recently put a ban on. Let's switch to a more. Okay, this is also kind of depressing.
We can switch to
because
different
we're thinking about our future death, and now I'm just like, let's switch to a better topic. But now we're gonna be talking about the countries that Trump put on the ban, and it's like, that's pretty sad too.
What?
I can live without it.
It's just
for 4 years. I'm pretty sure the next president will repeal it. It's just how it goes, It's like a swing to the right, swing to the left.
but then maybe like the
You
next
just go to another
president,
country and then go to that country.
the next president, maybe if it's like a Democrat, like I'm pretty sure
They're all in the same.
Democratic. Anyways, both sides they play the same game, man. It's just like the media is more like
Nothing gets done.
controlled by the Democrats, I suppose. So like they hide a lot of their slick shit.
slick stuff.
But anyways, man, I guess I just say that to say it's like, man, banning. I don't know, like I guess I just can't be a politician because there are probably things that are happening that are well beyond what I read or consume daily. But it's like, still they're like human beings, on a human level. It's like banning people from going. Why are we? I don't know. Like it just feels like we're always bottlenecking ourselves as a civilization because we just think that this planet is it, like this is the final thing, and we gotta control. One country has to be above everybody else on this little rock floating in space. But it's like, why don't we as a civilization think further beyond that? Like, why are we not trying to, be like Star Wars or Star Trek or something?
I would love for it to be like Star Wars.
Like go to different galaxies and.
But you need one world government.
Yeah, that's not gonna work out.
One world government. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, but no country will take. Not like how many countries there are in the world? Like 216. There is no 215 other countries that will take second seat to one single. Fucking. How are there geese at this time, man? Like, but anyways, like, I guess that won't be possible because everyone in this world just wants to be the main guy,
the main character.
Man, speaking of politicians, did you see that little debate about the New York mayor? Recently came
Eric
out?
Adams, or which one?
Which one?
Cuomo.
Yeah, it's with Kumo in there. It's like a panel, right? They're debating, and it's like this the Muslim dude. I think after all their debate that they had, right, the announcer was like, once you become mayor, where's the first place outside of the United States you will visit? And literally, I think 6 out of 10 people says Israel or the Holy Land, and then the dude was like, I think I would say New York because I'm a New York mayor and I want to work for the people. And then they changed the question. They were like, "Oh, you think Israel should be a state, like an ethno state by itself?" And then
let's not get us assassinated because Israel has their grip on a lot of politicians in this country.
Yeah, they do. Like how
Yeah.
a bunch of the politicians on that board just
Got paid
responded. It's like it's kind of sus how they all reply
They
Israel.
don't want to die either.
Yeah, they could have literally said any country they will visit after they come here. But
Yeah, I'm so confused. What's the first country? Oh, like they asked them like what country? Are they asking in the sense of a political thing? Like what country would you visit to try to establish better political relations?
Nah, just like where would you travel first as a mayor?
As a mayor?
Really? Once you become a mayor, yeah, they literally
Yeah, it's corrupt.
The first lady was like, "Oh, the Holy Land," and then it's like the people were like, "Israel, Israel, Israel."
Man, that's so crazy because, like I said, maybe that's why I would never be a politician because
your life's in danger.
I'm just saying, man, I don't understand. No one ever says anything good, like interesting in Israel. What is there to do in Israel? Like, and that's your answer for vacation? You want to go to Israel? What about like Monaco?
No, their government just has like aggressive campaigns to get our politicians' support in many ways.
I mean,
where their life depends on it.
I think they control a lot of countries.
I know.
Like that people don't really think about.
And there's only been one ethnicity that's been kicked out of 109 countries.
Yeah,
which I'm not gonna say.
That's true. I didn't even know about that. So
yeah,
I know in previous kingdoms, right? Like kings was lending and borrowing. It's lending on credit. I think it's a crime. You're not supposed to do that. But I think Jewish people, or Israel, they start doing it in every country that they go to, like New Kingdom, and that's why they get kicked out because eventually, if you do that, you will take control of the country itself because you're making money off of fake money, basically.
Loans.
Yeah,
similar to what China's doing. They give these poor countries loans.
Yeah,
and they take over with the politicians, the minerals, and everything. That's why there's an aggressive campaign against China too.
I don't know how it was so outlawed, back in the old days, but now it's common. Every bank does it.
It makes sense now. Why
they
got kicked out?
Yeah, it's also lopsided and there's a lot of problems.
It's too deep of a hole to go through.
Yeah, this is depressing. I thought we were supposed to be talking about fun stuff.
We changed subjects.
How was your trip? You want to talk about that?
How was your Guatemalan trip?
I haven't even heard about anything. How are the beans?
Oh, they were good, man. Guatemala. I just feel I guess, people say Guatemala is a dangerous country and stuff like that, and it's just.
They said the same about Colombia too.
I feel everywhere you go in the world, if you don't keep your wits, it's dangerous. And you just gotta... we live in Atlanta. The crime rate in Atlanta
is way higher.
Comparable to those places that people say are dangerous. Guatemala, Colombia. But if you go to those places, obviously, you go... you have the World Wide Web in your pockets. Look up places that people say you should go to. Don't go to the places that are clearly shady or are not mentioned, because that's how you end up being a statistic, but man, Guatemala, I gotta say, it's one of the most chill places I've been to in terms of people, because even when I go to Vietnam, I'm Vietnamese, and even Vietnamese people would look at me, right? Because they'll be like, wait, he doesn't, he looks like he's not, a citizen here, and they'll stare at me or briefly, stuff like that. Guatemalan people, man, I did not get a single look when I was over there. They just went on about their day. I thought New Yorkers minded their business well. Guatemalans put New Yorkers to shame. They did not I could have been another brick in the wall, when I was over there. They did not care that I was, the only Asian person in sight. And yeah, so nice. The people there were so friendly and calm. Like, driving, like, just seeing how they drive over there, it reminds me of Vietnam, but without honking. Because, like, the roads are smaller and they're, it's like, and the way they drive is, they just kind of like just switch into the lanes and stuff. But I did not hear no honking, nothing. People, yeah, just go. Man, in Atlanta, you try to do that shit, you might get shot. Like,
It actually happened a few days ago in Gwinnett. They had an argument, road rage, guy shoots the other person. Police helicopter was already in the air and they heard the call and just followed the dude and arrested his ass. He said he was shooting the other driver because he was trying to scare him.
How does
It was
that
an
work? What
old
the
white
fuck?
guy with glasses.
wow.
Just shoot it in the air then. What the fuck you guys shoot at the person for? You're not trying to scare them at
He
that
actually
point.
hit the person too, so I don't know. Yeah, of course I'll be scared. I just got shot, motherfucker.
Unbelievable, man. Like, you see what I mean? Like, so yeah, Guatemala, man, of course, don't go to like places like Zone 18. Don't test your luck. Okay? Like, if people that are living there are telling you not to go, why the fuck would you go? That's you asking for trouble. Don't go to like Huehuetenango or San Marcos, because that's literally on the border between Guatemala and Mexico.
Oh, you're just risking
Why
your life.
the fuck would you go there? Unless you're trying to join the war, the cartel war, there's absolutely no reason for you to be in that area, There are volcanoes to see, pyramids to see, beautiful lakes, beautiful towns, food to try. Why the fuck are you going to those places? You know what I mean? So yeah, I think Guatemala was really nice. I guess since, y'all are interested in cigars, we should tell them about cigars. So like, in Guatemala, there's an LCDH located in Cayala. That's in Guatemala City. And then outside of that, there are authorized retailers associated to the LCDH. Like, they have a vendor called Cigar Lounges and Boutique that carries LCDH like inventory. One of them is in a mall called La Fontebella. That's in Guatemala City. And then in Antigua, it's like the antique ancient city in Guatemala. They have a cigar lounge and boutique as well. And that's where me and Ed filmed a review that you guys will see on our channel. Maybe when Ed gets back, we'll edit that video and put it on the channel. But we smoked a 5-year-old Trinidad Esmeralda. And now I understand why people say age does wonders to cigars, because that was the first Cuban cigar I've smoked where I'm like, damn, like, draw was good, no plug, issue. The flavors were unlike any cigar I've smoked, New World or Cuban. It was just, I finally understand what they mean by Cuban twang, because it was like a flavor that I just never ever tasted before in a cigar. And I guess to me, I can describe the Cuban twang as like it's like umami, like mushroom umaminess over like peanuts, like a peanut that's really like umami in flavor. I guess like that's the best way I can describe it. But like underneath that Cuban twang, I got like honey sweetness for the first time. I distinguished honey sweetness because honey is not just sweet. It's like honey has a different taste than syrup, like simple syrup. Honey has this like flowery, floral like tone underneath the sugar. So it's like I distinguished that. It was good experience, but I mean, it could also be the mind state that I was in too, because honestly, what if you could have given me a shit cigar and I would think that it was good. People say like your mind state also can affect what you're tasting in a cigar too. Maybe just being there in Guatemala for the first time and it was just a cool experience. Who knows? Maybe that's what made the cigar taste good too. But yeah, that was pretty cool. If y'all ever go to Guatemala, now y'all cigar smokers out there, there are definitely cigar lounges and cigars out there for you. And they have all the rare New Worlds. If y'all are looking for rare New Worlds, they have that too. We just didn't try because it was like, if you're going to pay that much money, you might as well pay that same money for a cigar you can't get in the U.S., which is a Cuban. So I'd rather just try Cubans when I'm outside of the U.S., But yeah, what about in Colombia? Like, were the lounges cool? Were there a lot of like cigars and stuff?
For Colombia, in Cartagena specifically, there's only one legitimate place, which is called La Cava del Poro, and it's within the walled city. Their selection was, I would say, small, but it was there. The top shelf was their in-house cigars made by that company. The middle part section was all Cubans, and the bottom was Dominicans. In the middle, Cubans, I'd say they have like almost everything. But on the right-hand side, I remember there was a bunch of Cohibas and Vihiques, and they were hella expensive. And no tourists would be able to afford that unless they were super rich. I looked at it, I was like, I'm gonna keep looking the other way.
They had Vihiques in Colombia?
In that store, they had it.
How much was a Vihique?
Shit, that joint was like 80 something, man. 60 or 80 something.
60 or 80 something thousand pesos, or
no, it was
60,
I did a conversion, it was in like dollars. Yeah, $60 to $80.
a Vihique.
Yeah.
Alright, we're back. It just cut off. But yeah, you said a Vihique was only $80.
Between 60 to 80 after conversion, I don't fully remember.
Oh. Well,
but it was like untouched because it was all of their inventories right there in the box. No one touched it.
Well, I gotta tell you that
or was it just Cohiba Bandit?
If it was Cohiba, like if the band only said Cohiba for $80, possibly there are Cohiba cigars that are still that much. If the band,
I didn't check the age.
If the band says Vihique on it, those cigars were most likely fake because a Vihique.
I don't remember. I need to check my video.
Because a Vihique 52, you know how much they go for? $300 for one cigar. And a Vihique 54 is like $350 to $400, and Vihique 56 is like $400 to $500 for a cigar. It's
why is it so expensive?
Okay, no Cohiba, just Cohiba.
No Vihique?
Just Cohibas.
Okay, then yeah, $80 makes sense, because if you're talking about $80 for a Vihique, that was a steal if they're real. For $80, boy.
This place was definitely legit because I took my time looking at those.
But yeah,
what I ended up buying was just the Partagas Mini 10s and their in-house Robustos, 3 in a box. And it came up to $47 after conversion, and they gave me some free samples of their in-house cigarillos. Both the workers there were nice. They spoke English. But yeah, it was a decent experience. I would say outside of it, a whole bunch of vendors were selling fake Cubans in the fake glass boxes and stuff.
Okay.
And cocaine.
Okay.
I wasn't there for neither.
But yeah, you asked why Vihiques are so expensive. Well,
They're the Rolls Royce of that world.
The reason why they're expensive is because they're rolled using only the medio tiempo leaf on a tobacco plant. And the medio tiempo leaf grows only at the very top of a tobacco plant, only at the top. But not every single tobacco plant has the medio tiempo.
Like a rarity type thing, I guess.
Like the medio tiempo leaf, it doesn't just grow on every tobacco plant. Like it's so rare to harvest those leaves. So rarity is one thing, and then also it's under the Cohiba branding, and Cohiba was Fidel Castro's favorite Cuban brand, Cuban cigar. So Cohiba is the #1 Cuban brand, and
it's just a rare part of the plant.
And it's also a rare part of the plant.
I see.
It's part of Cuban history where he usually gives it out to like other diplomats or his personal close friends. So that's part of the history of it. But now that nowadays that it's more accessible, it's expensive as shit. But people really want to try it. People that got money want to really try it.
Like, have y'all tried it?
Hell no,
I can't afford that.
No Bahit case, man.
What about John and
I'd be willing to try it, but I
Cohibas,
can't afford
John, I don't think he's tried a Bahika. He's tried like Cohibas.
Would you say that's like the rarest in the cigar world?
A Bahika?
Yeah, like that cigar.
It's not rare.
Or like
more expensive.
Or like the most expensive, I guess.
Most expensive, like without
Cuban,
any
yeah.
age, yes. Like straight off the rolling table, most expensive for sure. But if you're talking about rare, I mean, there are cigars that don't exist anymore. And if you have those in your collection, like the brand Davidoff out of the Dominican Republic, it's like, it used to be Cuban, like made in Cuba. So if you own any Davidoffs from before they moved to the Dominican Republic, those are rare. What else do they have? Like they have there are other Cuban brands back there. Like back then, I think it was this one brand that they made only for Dunhill, and Dunhill was a company like back in London. They made like lighters and ashtray accessories and stuff, and then they also had like cigarettes, like Dunhill cigarettes. But if you have like Cuban Dunhills, those are rare. Like, and they'll go for even more than like, a Bahike because of the rarity. But yeah, a Bahike like fresh is probably most expensive cigar that you can buy. And honestly, the retail for them is not what I said. Like, it's not 300, 400, 500. But if you're able to get a box of Bahikes that are legitimate, yes, you can sell them for that much, for sure. Because, like I said, the medio tiempo is so rare that you can only make so many boxes of them. It's not like you can keep on rolling Bahikes.
Yeah.
It's based on the harvest. So, yeah.
I mean, another thing I want to ask was, like, you said when the cigar was aged, it tastes like what, nutty with umami? Have you tasted like, like dry aged beef? It's like that. It's like, when you dry age beef, you get that nuttiness and that, umami from the fermentation, I guess, that flavor.
Yeah, the dry age, So
is that like, the aged part? Is it like, similar? Or like gives it like more flavor, but like...
Yeah, well, aging a cigar, I guess it takes away a lot of the nicotine punch, to it. And it helps the flavor become more robust in like okay, for 5 years, I think that's where I like the cigar, because it still has its flavors, without the ammonia. Because when a cigar is really young, it has a lot of that ammonia taste to it because the leaf is still in that, like, it hasn't finished, expelling all of that ammonia flavor profile. So you'll still get those nasty tastes to the cigar, but at around 5 to 10 years is when the flavor is just exactly what the roller, I guess, intended. But if you keep on letting a cigar age beyond 10 years, it loses not just the nicotine, but it also loses that robust, like, flavor. Now it's more like very nuanced. Like, I think for you, like, you're smoking like these New World cigars and you're saying, oh, it only tastes like tobacco. If you smoke a really, really old cigar, you might say, like, oh, this tastes like really weak tobacco. Like, I feel like for really, really aged cigars, you can still pick out flavor profiles from it, but it's like really, really nuanced. There's no punch, that you get from like the younger cigars, I guess. So I think 5 years is a good place. You're getting flavors, but you're also eliminating the really greenness of the tobacco leaf, I guess you can say. Yeah.
What was the cigar that you smoked that was aged again, and how much was it?
It was the Trinidad Esmeralda. Like, it's about this big of a cigar.
Oh, that's huge.
Like, it looks like a Toro size. If you convert it to USD, it came out to 58. But if you buy that cigar right now, even without any age, it's like 62. So we paid under 62 for
That's pretty good.
And a 5-year age cigar because the lady at the store gave us a discount for it, and we were filming the video there, and she was just like, all right. And it was the last two cigars in that box. We walked in the humidor, we were looking, and we saw that, and we looked under the box, and we saw the date and the year, and we're like, shit, man, well, it's meant to be. Like,
Yeah, the 2 year from our group there.
Yep.
It was meant to be, yeah.
Meant to be. Like, and it's like, we've always been talking about it, man, we never understand what aging a cigar does. Well, what better place? There you go. And now we understand why aging is important. So all of the Cubans we have, like, definitely we should age it for like at least 3 years before we can, really get the full, like, flavors and stuff that it's intended in a blend.
I mean, it was cool that she let y'all film there, Usually it's a hit or miss with certain places.
Telling you, man, like, all the viewers out there, if they ever want to visit Guatemala, don't hesitate. Like, I know everyone that smokes cigars, maybe they only talk about, like, the islands, like, what is it, Saint Martin, Saint Bartholomew, where else did they go into South America, like, and then just going to South America, of course, everyone talks about Colombia, Peru, Chile, or Cancun, Tulum, like those places, but Guatemala, man, don't sleep. Don't sleep. It's like a nice country to visit. I feel like every country you should visit, once, if you're able to in your lifetime. Like, 216 countries out there. It's, even if you go to one every year, you don't live to be 216 years old, so you got to pick and choose. But if you can go, I mean, that's the fun. I think the fun of traveling, getting to experience different walks of life and seeing how people live and stuff. But the one gripe that I do have with traveling a lot is when I see, like, tourists, like, go to a place that's already cheap and they nickel and dime the people there.
Did you see that?
Yeah, definitely. Like Western, outside, like they go there, they nickel and dime people, and like,
I've seen that too often.
and then like,
I want to get physical at times.
and then they'll complain like, damn, that's expensive, and it's like, but where you come from,
It's cheap.
something you can get from that, something that you get like, let's say like a plate of tacos. If you go over there, it'd be like $1 for a taco, right? In America, how much do we pay nowadays? Almost $3 for one taco. They go over there and they're like, damn, this is kind of expensive. I'm gonna go somewhere else. Like, what the fuck? Like, what were you expecting? Like, and yeah.
Yeah, it's like my time in Laos, saw like a drunk guy around his mid-20s, complaining to a grandma about a fruit drink, and he's talking about, man, this shit was in conversion. This is $4 in another city. Why is it this much, dude? That's still cheap, and your ass is in one of the cheapest countries ever. And you're talking about it being expensive in a touristy city. I'm like, man, don't cross that line. Once you cross that line, shit's about to get real with the locals here. And you don't mess with a grandma over there. Yeah, his drunk friends just pulled him away to go somewhere else, go hang out. Regardless, I don't like most tourists. Well, the ones that have a bad attitude and just call everything cheap. I mean, look at Japan, they're getting fucked up. They're starting to regret their decision in opening up. That's why they're increasing prices on a lot of things now, calling a foreigner price. And they're planning to get rid of the passport discount, tax-free shit eventually. But yeah, back to your subject, yeah. To come to another country and be cheap, yeah, that's some like
a cheap country.
Shit.
Going to an already cheap country compared to these Western European countries, America, those Western nations already expensive, and you go to a cheap country talking about it's expensive. I don't know what to tell you at that point,
It's like when I hear people complain about Thailand too. It's like, it's already cheap, but for locals, it's very expensive because you motherfuckers are pulling up and just fucking shit up for everyone. It's like the locals in Mexico. They don't like these foreigners moving in and just pushing up the rent prices and all that, because locals can't even afford to live there anymore and do what they need to do, like getting their education from universities. No, they can't afford the rent there. So yeah, when it comes to tourists, I don't want to hear them fucking complain about anything being cheap. Being expensive. Especially when I don't hear anyone complain about the European countries being expensive. I never heard anyone talking about, oh man, this is expensive. I didn't hear that in France or Italy. They willingly paid whatever price it was.
Yeah.
Like $50, go look inside a old ass stadium, old ass building.
Yeah.
No complaints. Okay, but when you go to a cheap country, you want to say that's expensive.
You're right.
That's why I'd rather have them banned, man.
That is crazy. Like, they go to all these places and it's not expensive, but when you go to a cheap country, all of a sudden it is. And another thing I don't like about traveling, let's see, like, I don't know, let's y'all tell some gripes that y'all have seen, right? Another one that I have, the airport, right? It's not my fucking fault. Your flight is leaving in 30 minutes and you need to cut the entire fucking TSA
I hate
line.
when they do this shit.
Like, when you had to leave. And now you're in line begging people to cut because you couldn't make it on time. That's a personal problem. Like,
if I had no sleep in the last 24 hours, this is me personally. If I had no sleep in the last 24 hours and I'm still in a long line and you're trying to cut me, I don't give a fuck about your story. I'm gonna treat you like any other homeless person. I don't give a fuck about your sob story. Get the fuck out of my way and go stay in your line. I don't care, man.
Oh, but that's kind of terrible, man. Treating them like a homeless person, that's different.
No, I'm talking about a homeless person that's not even homeless, trying to ask for money, like how they do at Quick Trip. Hey, man, you know, they're in nice clothes. I have my card and cash at home. Can you cover my gas? Hey, all right, let me check your gas meter then. Oh, no, I just need like a few dollars to get home. Oh, really? You're in nice clothes. You got no one to call. You got a phone that works.
Wait, a homeless person with a car?
Yeah, that's insane.
That's kind of crazy to be.
I know, right? I've had that situation. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna keep walking inside. I ain't got shit.
You win a beggar with a car.
I don't know about that one because if you have a car, you can still be on your feet, man.
Trashy people, man.
I'm talking about like real homeless people with absolutely nothing. That's
real homeless people. No, that's different. But people pretend to be homeless. That's annoying. But yeah, people cutting in line. Nah, man, I don't care what your story is. Go talk to the security guard. Don't talk to us.
Let's see, what else did I experience? Oh yeah, like when I was going through like the customs line, a lady like behind me was saying, "Oh, so we have to wait in line, and all these people they just get to like get priority and push to the front because they're in wheelchairs." And I'm just like thinking in my head like, yes, they're in fucking wheelchairs and they're old.
They're disabled.
Like, what are you saying? Like,
that's selfish to say.
I'm just over here in my head. I'm just like, oh my god, some people are like beyond help, man. Okay, why don't you break your legs? You can you can get pushed to the airport too. Like, you want to trade your legs to save like what, 5 minutes?
Tell you, man, some people are NPCs, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot
they
of
don't
NPCs.
got that thought behind their brain, bro. It's just like direct.
Yeah, you're right,
They're
man.
selfish.
It's
only
like
about
people
them.
don't think in their head first. What am I about to say? Does it make sense? Let me just say it out loud. Like, you're right. We talked about that, and I actually experienced that. Like, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, lady, do you hear what you just said? They're in fucking wheelchairs. Why do you think they get priority? Man.
It annoys me because, yeah, they are like NPCs, and they're usually Americans that speak super loud. Like on my flight to Colombia, if I not had my AirPods, I would have like cursed out the gay dude that was behind me. Like the row behind, he was just talking to his friend loud for everyone to hear, just nearly 4 hours. Thankfully, I have my AirPods and didn't hear any more of him. But the fact that now I understand what non-Americans say about Americans being loud. Yeah, because that dude was just talking about his fucking lame-ass travel stories. Joke's on him. As soon as he landed to Colombia, all the vendors and scammers gonna go after him.
Man. But do y'all have any other like experiences while traveling that y'all find like kinda like leaves a bad taste in your mouth?
Idiots who are trying to get up from the end of the plane, trying to get to the front, knowing that they're still in the back. Hey, I'm glad I was like in the first class there and back, because I just looked at them like, ha, motherfucker, I'm gonna stand up first now. You can't leave.
Yeah, like they will stand up and start getting their bags, but
Like getting their bags
they're
immediately.
literally at the very end.
Trying to get to the front.
Yo, you're not gonna come out first, any faster.
Yeah, with your broke
Just
ass.
sit there, bro. Just chill. I don't know.
That's the thing that gets me too. Like traveling, right when the plane reaches the gate, everybody stands up, and I'm just like, dude, it doesn't matter how fast you stand up. You still have to wait for the person in front of you to leave before you can leave. Like, why don't we
They
just
don't have common
wait?
courtesy anymore. Like
Oh
when
my
my
God.
luggage is right there, and they want to stand up, I'll give them a look first, and I'm gonna pull it down. If it hits them too bad, that's on you. You want to get up so badly.
Jesus. See, this guy right here is like
That's
Hitler.
what happened. They looked at me and my black friend as like a giant. Oh, they backed up because we had to get our stuff.
Jesus.
Like, hey, you're a few rows down. You somehow got up over here, and you're trying to stop us from getting our luggages? No, that's not happening. You're not getting off first. Some people are just straight up selfish, man.
Yeah.
You want to save 15 seconds? Well, too bad. You're not getting off till we get off.
Let's see, like, what else? Another story I had, like, when I went to Vietnam, with Andy, we were in, after we hiked the second largest cave in Vietnam, we had a day to chill in that city, and we went with, like, the guide that, you know, led us through the hike. He would say, oh, if you guys want to explore the town, I can take you around. Then, like, at the end of the day, he, like, took us on, like, a boat ride through the river, and, like, we were on there, and, like, this couple hopped on the boat with us, right? I said, okay, cool, all good. We were going. Whole time it was all handy dandy, you know. The guy was drinking, and we had food and all that stuff. At the end of it, you pay. Because, you know, it's a fucking service, people. Like, it's not free. People's time is not free. So each of us had to pay 100,000 Vietnamese dong, which is a whopping $4.
Super cheap.
$4 per person. For 2 hours on a boat, going all along the river with food and drinks. Me and Andy paid. The guy, guess what race he was, y'all?
Jewish?
I don't know if he was Jewish, but he was a white man. And this guy got angry at the guide. He's like, oh, that's too expensive. And, you know, like, oh, you're like scamming me and this and that. And the guy was so, like, the tour guide, I felt so bad for him. He was like, and then, like, the guy was like, here, take the money. Like, he was like shoving it in his face, and the tour guy was like, nah, you know what? Just keep the money, man. I'm good. And I'm just like, damn, you had a grand old time. You didn't complain when there was food, beers, all these nice scenery that he took us through, but you can't pay $4 fucking US.
Do you end up taking the money?
No. And then the lady, like, you know, his wife or whatever, I guess, came back, and she was just like, here, just, you know, take the money and stuff. And I'm just like, bruh.
So his
Me
wife,
and Andy were just sitting there, because we were, you know, the tour guide was just taking us all around from, like, you know, in the day and then at night. And then after that whole incident, us three, we went to, like, a bar, and we were, like, eating, like, grilled foods and stuff. And yeah, it was just, I don't know, man.
so the wife was reasonable, but the guy wasn't.
Yeah, but it's just like $4 US. You can't even get a fucking, okay, the time was 2018. You can't even get a fucking Big Mac meal in America with that. And you're complaining about $4 and calling someone a scammer and this and that. Like,
I would have thrown him off the boat if I was in a bad mood.
it's unreal, bro, man. Like, yeah, y'all, like, don't be like that. You know, y'all cigar smokers, you know, like, I'm not saying especially, but, like, you know, cigar smokers, usually all of us out here should be, like, more gentlemanly, right? Don't be like that idiot, y'all. When you travel somewhere, have common courtesy. And, you know, just
Don't be a broke ass.
you're like, it's not even being like a
Trashy mentality.
Just, yeah, like, don't be trashy, man. Like, you come from a first world nation. You have more privilege than all of these people that, you know, you go and you meet there, and you're getting a service from them at the end of the day. And for $4, man, you're really gonna complain and call people names and stuff. It's like, dude, just stay at home, man. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, today's episode, man, Yeah, we talk about a lot of heavy shit, I guess. Hopefully the machines don't take over, and yeah, travel etiquettes, all of that. But I mean, before we close, how was that TIFF, man? Give your overall rating.
Straight 8.
8.
That's
Straight
high.
8 out of
Like
10.
okay, like on a scale of the worst cigar you've ever had to the most perfect cigar, would you buy another one? Would you buy 3? Would you buy 5? Would you buy a whole box?
I'll buy another one.
You buy another one? So I would say on that scale, it should be like a 6.
Yeah, sure.
Like one
6.
more, maybe like a 5, 6, something like that. What about your foundation, the Wiseman Maduro?
I give it like a 6.5 out of 10. It's not really my kind of cigar. I can see why other people like it. I see why Joe Rogan likes it.
You
It's
would
just not
revisit
me.
it?
I would only revisit it if it's like aged a little more.
I can understand that.
Because it's like a super dark chocolate bitter espresso. Yeah, it needs some aging.
Okay. Yeah, and this Wolfman, I think I would buy like maybe 3 or 5 more of these. And like you, I would also like age them and maybe try one every year to see how it develops. Because right now it's already pretty good. And I could see how aging could like take away, maybe help that sweetness come out more, diminish the bitterness, and yeah, take away the nicotine some more too, I guess. But there you have it, y'all. Thanks for, tuning in to another episode of, this Don't Inhale episode. And, yeah, enjoy your cigars out there. But don't inhale.
Don't you know?